Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you pretty late tonight for an album review that I said I was gonna do. Uh, this is the second album review that does come out probably in an hour now. Of when I'm reviewing it, it's like 10:54 where I'm at now, so it's gonna be coming out at midnight. But this album review is for Alicia Keys' album Alicia that I just got done listening to. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this album and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Sorry for the kind of lengthy intro. Um, yeah, what did I think of this album overall? Eh, it's solid. It's got a few hits and misses with tracks. I think the first song there were some lyrics that she was reciting and singing and all that, or kind of rapping and singing at the same time, and it didn't flow right with how the lyrics were, how she was singing it, and it kind of got repetitive some of the time with certain lyrics in the song repeating itself. And I'm like, okay, Truth Without Love is not the best opening track. It's decent, but it kind of is set up to fail, uh, and keep the listener off their guard for a little bit. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm just saying it was decent, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me on it. It's just how I felt when I was hearing the song. But the next song, Time Machine, steps it up a little bit better. Not perfect, but it gets a little better. Some of the melody is just a little quirky to listen through, and how the chorus kind of comes in at you like out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, this is the chorus? I'm like, it seems like there was a few pre-choruses and then it finally builds up to a chorus, and I'm like, oh, that's the chorus, okay. That's kind of what I realized when I was listening to the Time Machine song. And it was a single, so I didn't get to hear the singles. I just only heard, well, haven't heard any of the singles, so I'm glad I didn't, because I kind of hyped myself up for this album. And this album was long overdue to come out. It was supposed to come out in March this year, March 20th of 2020, but then it got delayed to May 15th, and then it got delayed again indefinitely until now, which it comes out tomorrow or at midnight, which is September 18th. So hopefully you guys will just let me know your thoughts on what you guys think of the Alicia album after you finish listening to it. And definitely check out this review, because I feel like I'm starting to do a good job on it. So far, I am. I still got a little bit more to talk about with the tracks. Um, 3 Hour Drive with Sampha was a really good song. Wasted Energy I liked with Diamond Platinums. And Authors of Forever was it's not bad. Underdog kind of is okay. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 for the other single, Underdog. I didn't review her tracks. Well, I didn't do track reviews for her singles, so I wanted to hype myself up for this album and wait till the album has a release date. And then I finally found out when the release date was, which it said September 18th. I think a few weeks ago she announced it, being out September 18th. And I'm like, okay, this might actually turn out to be a solid record. And it was an average record. It's not perfect, but it's average. Sorry that I kind of contradicted myself a little. Uh, earlier in the review saying, let me know your favorite song off Alicia's Keys' Alicia album. And let me know what you think of this review, because I said I am doing good so far on it. I feel like I'm doing good so far on it, but just let me know in the comment section below if I am or not. Me times 7 was a little... It was good for most of it until Tierra Whack came in and with her rap, and I was like, she's kind of annoying. I'm like, this is annoying a little bit now, because she closes out her verse kind of bad, in my opinion. But Show Me Love featuring Miguel is another better song that I liked from the album. So Done was alright with Khalid in it. I didn't like Khalid's Free Spirit album. I don't know why. I thought it was bland and boring. And it wasn't interesting. There was a lot of dull tracks from that album. That's just my opinion and my take on it when I heard it. But yeah, Gramercy Park was a solid track. Love Looks Better was one of my favorites. I like that one. You Save Me was pretty solid. Nothing perfect, but it was solid. And the last 3 tracks, Jill Scott featuring Jill Scott, was... There were some sexual songs in this album, which I didn't mind. But that's kind of how R&B is nowadays. There's a lot of sexual songs. But Jill Scott, it mostly talked about lesbian love. That's how I portrayed it when I was going into the song, or how I saw it when I was going into the song and reading into it. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's probably what it's about. Perfect Way to Die is about the Black Lives Matter thing and all that. So yeah, about how their community's getting gunned down and all that, and it's really awful. And I fully support the Black Lives Matter thing, because it's just awful what's going on in the USA right now. But Good Job was a good closer to the album, and yeah, overall, what did I think of this album? Well, overall, I think it's a really good album. I wouldn't say it's a very good album, but it's average. I kind of am saying the wrong thing, so I'm sorry if I'm saying the wrong thing. I wouldn't call it a very good album, so I kind of screwed up there. So my apologies. What I was trying to say is that it's an average album. It's nothing perfect, but I think she did a good job on most of the songs. There were a couple that I wasn't sure about liking, but out of 10, I think I'm going to rate it a 7.5 out of 10. This is an average album. It's not bad. And just so you guys know, that way you don't get offended by my rating of what I'm giving it. A 7.5 out of 10 is an average score. It means it's an average album. It's getting a C+. It's got a few iffy tracks. And why I rate it 7.5 out of 10 for most records I think that are average is because there are some songs that don't do so well over me. And that's why I give it that kind of score. If the songs get like 4.5 out of 5s, or majority of them get 4.5 out of 5s, I downgrade the rating of the record of what I'm going to give the album. And that's how my score goes when I go into doing album reviews for new album reviews. So I'm just trying to clear that up so you guys understand where I'm coming from with how I rate albums and how I rate any new albums that come out. So sorry if I'm dragging this video out pretty long. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10 I'm gonna rate this album. Comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Alicia Keys' new album, Alicia, if you've heard it. And if you like this album review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can to support the channel. I will be returning to you. I'm going to try to return to you around midnight for the Keith Urban Speed of Now Part 1 album review. And if I don't, it's going to be in the morning when I review it and listen to it. But it's already pretty late where I'm at. It's probably around 11 now. After reviewing this album, it's probably going to be a little past 11. So I hope you did enjoy this album review. I just wanted to clear things up with how my rating system for average records that I give average ratings and how I see fit with what I give it, that you understand why I have to give it that rating. It's because some tracks get 4 out of 5s and some tracks get 4.5 out of 5s, and if they get 5s, that's still good. It means it's a plus for the record. I personally had to give it a 7.5 because there were some songs that I wasn't sure about liking. But overall, solid record. I think Alicia Keys did a solid job on this album, in my opinion. But I will be returning to you as well for 2 album reviews tomorrow and some track reviews, and I'll do the Antebellum movie review this weekend along with the Disciple Attack album review, which I'm going to be finishing the Disciple marathon album reviews from Saturday to Monday. So Monday will be the last day I do the Disciple marathon album review, and that'll be for the last album, Love Letter Kill Shot. So anyways, sorry for dragging this review out pretty long. I hope you enjoyed this Alicia Keys Alicia album review for her new album that does come out soon. Definitely stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in my next video.